Yo. Hello. We are back with the more Kakenuke. And we're finally here. We're finally at the last girl. You know, we've had some ups and some downs. Some very high highs and some very low lows. But it has all culminated into Kika's route. Arguably the most mysterious girl on this list. Alright, and I'm including routes in that. Alright, so I guess you can't really argue that, considering we know a lot about the other girls. Even things that you didn't expect to learn. I'm looking at you, Nagiko. Your shitty ass route. But we don't care about any of the other girls. Maybe Ritsu. But we don't care about any of the other main girls. Because I'm not expecting anything here. I'm expecting to know more about Kika, but that's to be expected. What? Yeah. I'm hoping we get to learn about Nagomi's relationship with her and why they're so mysterious. Why? Yeah, what is with Kika's relationship with Nagomi? That's the main thing I want to know. But that's enough rambling on. Alright, let's jump right into it, shall we? Hey, Hijiri. I visited the club room at Hijiri's request on the first day of summer break. Is it just you today? She was alone in the club room.
まあ、青春部の皆さんにも関係することなんですけど、まずは当の先輩に確認しとこうと思って。じゃあ先輩、そこに座って。
Sure. I did as she asked and took a seat.
まずは自分に謝ってください。
Uh-huh. Why?
悪いことをしたら謝るのが普通じゃないすか。
What did I do wrong? What did I do wrong? I couldn't think of anything in particular.
はぁ、自覚なしっすか。勝手に自分を部長にしといて白を切るとか、マジありえねえっす。
Listen, alright, Kika. If this was only... If I was able to play your route after Shiori's, then I would understand. But here's the problem. You only complained about the fact that, well, no, she kind of did it in Hibiki's, but she made more of a big deal out of it with in Shiori's route. Alright. But the other characters' routes, right? Riri's, Nagiko's, Ritsu's, you didn't seem to have a problem there. You know? So I guess this balances it out, right? We got 3 routes where she doesn't care that she's the president, and we got 3 routes where she does care and wants to not be president. Oh, that's what this is about? I would have figured you were fine with being president by now.
そんなわけないじゃないっすか。
Listen, just follow the other 3 routes where you didn't care you were president. Because even in those 3 routes, Hibiki was taking charge most of the time.
だいたい、どうして自分が部長なんすか？
I thought I'd told you before. Things would have gotten messy if any of the former members of the active or negative were given the position. Speaking of, that reminds me of Riri's route. That reminds me that I'm wrong about Riri's route and how she actually did quit being the president in her route because Riri became president. Yeah.
ったら東野先輩でいいじゃないすか。先輩だってどっちの部にも所属してなかったでしょ？
No, I wouldn't be a good fit for it.
なんですか？
I have to work to survive. Setting aside whether I can participate in my spare time, I don't have the wiggle room in my schedule to be club president. And basically, I'm too busy.
それって自分なら暇だろってことっすか？先輩、自分のこと舐めてません？
You've got the wrong idea, Hijiri. And also, yes, I am, because I don't know anything about you. Alright, maybe I could sympathize with you more if you actually had a job. If I was aware that you had a job. To make ends meet. I believe you'll be able to fulfill the important duties of the Youth Collective president. As in name only, because Hibiki will always take charge. I have complete faith in you. I pleaded to Hijiri with sparkles in my eyes.
で、本音は？
It's a pain, so I wanted to pass it off to someone innocuous.
ほら！
It's a very valid reason. Watch it. Don't throw your shoes at me. I mean, you know. Never mind.
結局自分に部長を押し付けてるだけじゃないっすか！
But come on, think about it. The perfect president, I think. We have Hibiki and Kaido, Kashima and Shinji, and then you as club members. Yeah, what? Okay. Hiragi and Ritsu aside, all of the other members are way too quirky. It'll be too much responsibility for me to keep tabs on all of them.
そんなの自分にだって荷が重いっすよ。
Yeah, but that doesn't change the fact that Hibiki always becomes the de facto president. Except in Riri's route, where Riri wanted to become president to impress you.
そもそも青春部って何をする部なんすか？
Who knows?
みんなで集まってどんな活動をする部なんすか？
Beats me.
発案者のくせに適当すぎ！
Couldn't you discuss and nail the club activities down with Hibiki and Kashima? They're both vice presidents anyway.
その二人の意見が折り合わなかったら？
Well, they eventually do in other routes, so it should be fine. Come on, come up with a compromise.
誰が？
That's your job, Madam President.
めんどくさすぎるっす！
Well, that's what happens when you have two vice presidents, alright? Yeah, I bet.
はあ、どうして東野先輩はそうやって青春から逃げるんすか？
Look, if there's 3 power roles... What? That doesn't make sense. There is a president and 2 vice presidents. There needs to be at least a mediator.
そんなんだから青春カウントがたまらないんすよ。
Like I've said before, what the heck is a youth count?
それは乙女の秘密っす。
She used it a lot in Ritsu's route. She brought it up more in Ritsu's route than she has in any of the other routes. I had no idea what that meant. I mean, I say that, but like, maybe she brought it up in Shiori's or Hibiki's route? I don't remember. Definitely didn't in Nagiko's route, though.
アクティブとネガティブには共通点があるんすよ。
They do?
どちらも東野先輩を自分の部に入れたがっていたんす。
Well, that's because they both like him.
小日向先輩は幼馴染だし、鹿島先輩とは師弟の関係っすよね。二人は東野先輩と一緒に部活をやりたがっていた。
And they want to do some other stuff with him too, but you know, you don't need to know about that.
なのに先輩は2つの部をくっつけて自分に部長を押し付けて関わらないようにしてる。これが逃げじゃなくて一体何なんすか？
Well, I couldn't exactly agree with her on that one.
自分も鬼じゃないんす。東野先輩が頑張るって言うならサポートしてあげてもいいとは思ってるんすよ。
Oh, really?
でもいちいち逃げに走る情けない男の代わりに身を張るのはごめんっすね。
That doesn't mean I can drop everything on... I can drop anything on my plate, everything on my plate either. That doesn't mean I can drop everything on my plate? Okay. There were things I had to prioritize too. Wait. Yeah, drop everything on my plate. The plate is implying stuff that you have to take care of. Right? So... okay, yeah. There were things I had to prioritize too, and it would be tough on me if she made light of that.
なんで先輩がやる気を出さないならこっちにも考えがあるっす。
What are you gonna do?
こうするんすよ。小日向先輩、鹿島先輩、カイドウ先輩、聞いてくださいっす。
Oh no. Please, don't say what I think you're going to say next.
自分、青春部の部長ってことになってるじゃないっすか。自分もいい加減なことはしたくないっすけど、でもどうしたらいいかわからなくて。くそ、もう皆さんに相談するしかないんす。当の先輩に話をしても、お前が部長なんだからお前が考えろの一点張りで相談に乗ってくれないんす。
Oh, there it is. Man, she has to blame you, and then he will become the enemy.
皆さんから当の先輩に何か言ってもらえないっすか？
Hey, if you say something like that to them, then...
ただでは済まないでしょうね。さあ、どうします？
I'll just discredit you.
自分、演技力には自信あるっすよ。果たして先輩方は自分と当の先輩どっちを信じるんすかね？
This wasn't good. In these circumstances, Hibiki, Kashima, and Kaido would definitely bend to Hijiri's whims. And I'd undoubtedly be on the receiving end of a nasty lecture from all three of them. Fine, I get it. What are your demands?
自分の奴隷になってください。
What? Hang on a minute. Okay, you're going a bit too far there. What?
私の命令には絶対服従。逆らうことは許されないっす。要は、私にひざまずけってことっすね。
You're something else. Are you messing with me?
いいえ、本気っすよ。さっきも言った通り、当の先輩が頑張るなら自分がサポートするっす。
And?
だから当の先輩は自分の奴隷になるんすよ。
No, what you're saying doesn't add up at all.
察しの悪い人っすね。先輩のお望み通り、青春部の部長は自分が引き受けるっす。その代わり、先輩には自分の手足として何でも言うことを聞いてもらおうって寸法っすよ。
You're telling me to serve you since you'll be president?
ま、そういうことっすね。
So the ultimatum is she stays president and you has to be her slave, or she quits being the president and someone and either Riri or Hibiki become the new president. And if I refuse?
先輩が最も苦しむ方法で社会的に抹殺するっす。
I'd had an inkling of that since a while back. You're one hell of an evil woman.
なんとでも言うがいいっす。さあ先輩、どうするんすか？
I'd be at a huge disadvantage if I let this sort of thing get out of hand. But now I'd compromise to buy myself some time. Fine, I surrender. But let me think about it, okay?
いいっすよ。ただし、
But
回答を先延ばしにして逃げ回る可能性もあるんで、明日から先輩にストーカーするっす。
I'm okay with that. Better than being your slave. But what did you say?
先輩が答えを出すまで付きまとうんで、覚悟してくださいね。
You're joking, right? Not with a face like that.
駆け抜け青春スパーキング。
And not with a face like that. What the fuck?
お兄ちゃん、晩ご飯のリクエストは何かある？
Let's see. What about curry rice?
材料はあるね。いいよ。じゃあカレー作るね。
Okay, so when Kika says she's going to stalk him. Will she... Does that mean she'll be outside of his house? Or will she come in and sleep over? Yeah. Please and thank you. I reflected on the events from yesterday while lounging on the living room sofa. What should I do? I didn't actually think there was any way Hijiri was seriously telling me to be her slave. But knowing her, I doubt she'd play it off as a joke. With that thought in mind. Okay, she's coming in. Who is it?
どうもー、遊びに来たっす。
She'll be coming over to hang out every day from now on. She popped out of nowhere. Popped up out of nowhere. Speak of the devil, heck, Hijira really had appeared.
なんすか、人を幽霊みたいに。
I'm treating you like a devil. It's different. How do you know where I live?
小日向先輩に聞きました。
叫び声が聞こえたけど、どうしたの？
リッチさん、お邪魔してるっす。
あれ？ヒチリさん？
当の先輩に呼ばれて遊びに来たんすよ。
あ、そうなんだ。今晩ご飯作ってるから手離せないけど、ゆっくりしていってね。
はい、お構いなく。
Hijiri waved her hand cheerfully. Hey, Hijiri.
なんすか？
I don't recall ever inviting you over.
自分も呼ばれた覚えはないっす。
You're a pathological liar.
心外っすね。自分は当の先輩のためを思ってわざわざ嘘をついてあげたんすよ。リッチさんに本当のこと伝えてもいいんすか？
You could have just said you wanted to hang out. You didn't have to say that you wanted to hang out with you. That you wanted you to hang out with him.
リッチさん、ちょっといいっすか？
But Hijiri, you're such a good, considerate girl. I made Kika take a seat on the sofa and spoke loud enough for Ritsu to hear.
いいっすね。手のひら返し。先輩のそういうとこ、自分好きっす。
She was teasing me like crazy today. Anyway, why are you here?
昨日言ったじゃないっすか。答えてくれるまで付きまとうって。
Okay, well, that's a lot less incriminating than what you said yesterday.
だから絶賛ストーキング中っす。
Never mind. God damn it. Were you serious about that?
こんな可愛い後輩に付きまとわれて、先輩は幸せ者っすよ。
Or you were serious about that?
うりうり。
Hijiri leaned in and slammed against me. My ideal form of happiness is a nice, quiet, and peaceful everyday life, which is a complete opposite of yours. Well, you say that, but Hibiki is the canonical love interest, right?
はあ、それは残念っすね。先輩の望む日常はこれから先、永遠に訪れないっす。
Even though my canon is Ritsu. What in the world is going to happen in my life?
平穏が欲しいならさっさと奴隷になりましょう。身も心も魔女になればきっと毎日楽しいっすよ。
So, why don't I just let you quit being president? Do you still would you have a need for me as a slave? For you as a slave if you weren't president, you know? No, thank you. What in the world was she going to make me do? Anyway, there's no way I was able to make my decision so soon.
別に構いませんよ。先輩も考える時間が欲しいって言ってたんで、答えは急がないっす。自分も夏休み中はずっと暇なんで、ゆっくり考えてくださいね。
Does that mean you're going to follow me around for all of summer break?
いやー、夏休みって最高っすね。
She was all smiles despite literally backing another person into a corner.
ひじりさん、今日は晩ご飯どうする予定？
特に考えてなかったっす。
じゃあ、うちで食べていく？ カレーなんだけどいっぱい作っちゃったから。
おお、やったー、ご商売に預かるっす。ごちそうさまっす。
Hijiri finished eating our curry, then flopped down onto the sofa.
お粗末様でした。
いえいえ、めっちゃ美味しかったっす。
ありがとう。
これはもうリツさんに嫁入りを申し込むしかないっすね。
No, not a chance. I'll never hand my little sister over to someone like you.
そういうの流行らないっすよ。自分とリツさんの間を引き裂くような真似はやめてほしいっす。
ひじりさんってすごくノリいいよね。なんかちょっと羨ましいな。
そうっすか？
ひじりさんがそばにいるとお兄ちゃんも元気だし。
There's a reason for that.
それよりリツさん、ちょっとお願いがあるんすけど。
何？
ひじりさんっていうのはちょっと堅苦しいっすね。よければ下の名前で呼んでほしいっす。自分もこれからはりっちゃんって呼ぶんで。
ほんと？じゃあ、きっこちゃんでいい？
はい、ぜひぜひ。
Okay, then I guess I'll call you Kika too.
あ、先輩はキッカ様でお願いします。
Well, joke's on you, because I've been calling you Kika since I first learned your name. And there is no difference for me between Chan and Sama because I don't say the honorific anyway. Kika, don't screw with me. Dropping the honorifics is more than enough for you. Yeah.
別にいいっすよ。自分も先輩のこと呼び捨てにするっす。おいユー、デザート持ってこーい。
Oh, wow, that really pisses me off. As I said it, I took the ice cream out of the freezer and served some to Kika. Well, he may not want to be a slave, but he sure isn't opposed to acting like one.
どうもっす。まあ今のは冗談にしても、遠野家で先輩を遠野先輩って呼ぶのもあれっすね。ユー先輩っていうのはどうっすか？
Do whatever you want. I'm sure you like calling him senpai regardless.
りょっす、ユー先輩。あ、自分は呼び捨てでいいっすよ。
Sure, got it. So then, I'm going back to my room. Kika, it's about time for you to go home.
です。
Phew.
へえ、ここが先輩の部屋っすか。意外と小綺麗っすね。
I mean, I expected her to stay over. I didn't think she would be coming in. I didn't think she would come to his room. What do you mean? You didn't expect it? And wait, what are you doing? What are you following me for? I told you to go home.
興味あったんでつい。
Don't come in without asking. Get out already. You may have seen my porn mags on the bed. I pushed Kika back into the living room.
おー、いいじゃないっすか。
Don't just walk into people's bedrooms without permission.
奴隷にプライベートなんて存在しないっす。
He's really going. Well, pick a crime. You know, you maybe you should just incriminate her with at least only one crime, right? You can either let her stalk you or be her slave. Listen, just me personally, but I don't like her enough to agree with being her slave, but if she was... You know what? Never mind. You already acted like you owed me.
ジョークっすよ、ジョーク。今度こそ帰ります。
Yeah, be careful.
また明日も来るんでよろしくっす。
No, you really don't have to.
あ、それフリっすね。
I do mean it. Stay away. Don't you dare come back.
はいはい、わかってるっすよ。
Kika said as much, then nimbly turned and left.
駆け抜け青春スパーキング。
So hot. I trudged along in the blistering heat. Kika had come to my place yesterday and the day before that. She's got way too much free time on her hands. Ritsu seemed to enjoy chatting and having tea with Kika whenever she was around, so I couldn't be too hard on her. Something does feel a little weird about the situation, though. It felt like Kika was pressuring me in about the whole what are you gonna do about the whole president issue whenever we happen to look at each other. I've got to get a handle on this situation. Or you can just let her quit being president. I was out shopping when I noticed a number of new products, including t-shirts, were being sold in time for the summer break. Well, if these are shirts that you wants to buy, then they definitely aren't good. What am I trying to say? They're gonna be ugly shirts. You know, let's go with that. All right. I hope I find some t-shirts I like. Please don't. Oh, this one looks good. This one looks great. I picked out a t-shirt with an orderly lineup of blueback fish on it in its design. It had a sardine tori? I don't know how to pronounce it, as well as multiple varieties of mackerel and tuna, arranged to showcase their varying sizes. Yeah, this is exactly the sort of thing I was looking for. It's a reference to the Kakenuke song Zako, which was later taken down off of YouTube, and the Utau was replaced with a different. See, the problem is neither of them are Vocaloid, so I can't say Vocaloid, but Vocaloid has kind of become a universal term to refer to any synthesized voice. So, you know what? Sure. They replaced Kakenuke with a different Vocaloid.
うわ、ダサ。
I was waiting for her to show up. What are you talking about? Can you not tell how great this is?
いやいや、彼氏がこんなの着てたらドン引きなんすけど。
Well, luckily for you, unluckily for you, your boyfriend will be wearing these kinds of shirts because he will become your boyfriend soon, eventually. I'm not exactly planning to become your boyfriend. You never do plan to become any of the girls' any of the characters' boyfriends in their routes.
でも、ユウ先輩なら OK っす。
Oh, really? So, Kika,
なんすか?
why are you here? Before I knew it, Kika was there beside me.
先輩に会いに来たに決まってるじゃないっすか。
And besides, stalkers usually don't make themselves known. All right, it's already strange enough that Kika comes to your house every day, right? And unlike a regular stalker who would usually stand around outside the house spying on you through a window, she spies on you inside your own house after inviting herself in. Really? That's fine then. How did you know I was here though?
わかりますよ。自分先輩のストーカーなんで。
Are you really going to become a criminal over this? Well, like I said, it's either she gets charged with being a stalker or a slave owner. Let's just say one sounds a lot better than the other.
それは先輩次第っすね。とにかく、その青魚 T シャツはないっす。同じシュール系なら、こっちの猫 T シャツの方が良くないっすか?
She recommended a t-shirt featuring a cat with sparkling rays of light shooting out of its mouth. Sparkling rays of light. Usually I'd call that a rainbow, but sure. isn't this a little too flashy?
着る人間がしょぼいんでギャップになってちょうどいいんじゃないですかね。
Don't casually diss me.
もっと垢抜けたデザインのやつにしましょうよ。ほら、こういうのとかどうすか？
She held up a t-shirt that utilized bright blue and green pastel colors. I don't think that would look very good on me. Hey, listen, it's a lot better than the cat vomiting rainbows t-shirt.
わかるっす。マジな話、先輩って陰気臭いと思うんすよね。どんよりしてるっていうか、じめーっとしてるっていうか。
Stop. That's really depressing. Well, no, that's what she's calling you.
だからこういう明るい色調でイメチェンするんすよ。今の自分が気に入らないならまず見た目から変えてみるっていう手もありだと思うっす。
Wow. Yeah, that makes sense. I thought she was going out of her way to tease me, but she was surprisingly insightful about this sort of thing.
人生楽しいかつまんないかなんて半分以上は本人の心の持ちようっす。せっかく拾った命なんだから楽しまないと損っすよ、先輩。
Yeah, I know. Wait, a new lease on life?
じゃあさっさと自分の奴隷になって青春部でみんなと遊びましょうよ。
I'm fine with hanging out as the club members, out with the club members, but I absolutely refuse to be your slave.
先輩強情っすね。
Of course I am. Listen, you just need to package up. you just need to package it up using a different term. That term is boyfriend, you know. Very similar concept. But it has a prettier name, you know? I'm on vacation right now. Could you leave me alone if only for a little while?
で、一人寂しくクソダサ T シャツ選びっすか？
They're not lame.
まあ感性は人それぞれっすからね。
Quit giving me that look. In the midst of my complaints, I continued to browse the t-shirts and found an even cooler one than before. Oh, this one's nice. Listen, if you was talking about how cool a t-shirt is, I do not trust them.
なんすかそれ。ぬって書いてあるだけじゃないっすか。
Why not? The new character looks cool, doesn't it? Doesn't it? I held up the t-shirt with a huge handwritten "nu" in hiragana on it. Out of all of the hiragana, if I was to pick one that looks cool, quote unquote, I would pick probably T, you know? maybe even Fu. Alright, maybe Fu, but not Nu. Especially since the way I learned how to draw Nu is to imagine a bowl of noodles. Alright, at least with Fu, I was taught to think of Mount Fuji. I didn't mean to press F4. You didn't see that.
そもそもひらがなに優劣つけたことないんでよくわからないんすけど。
Yeah?
まあでも一つあげるならみっすね。
Me? Okay, I can get around that. I'm more surprised she didn't go with ki or ka, or I guess tsu, because that's what the extra k in ka would be. But a small tsu, but still tsu nonetheless. As she said that, she picked up a t-shirt with the me character on it. They apparently had versions that covered all 46 hiragana characters.
ほら、みって結構可愛い気がしません？
Or, you know, maybe Wo might be a cool one. Yeah, but me is a little too fancy. A little too fancy for a guy. Brother, they are They are characters. It's just hiragana. You're not even saying a fucking, you're not even writing out an entire word. It's just one character.
それ言ったら男でも女でもぬはなくないっすか？
It's like if someone complained about it's like if you held up a shirt. It's like, look at how cool this shirt is, and it's the letter like V, right? And then Kika's like, well, I think this shirt is way better, and this is the shirt with like S. Listen, X or Z is too generic for a quote unquote cool letter. Alright, it is the same thing. They are letters. It's just it doesn't matter. No. Nu is a real diamond in the rough. As part of the soothing na row of the syllables, I think the unflattering awkwardness of nu gives it some real charm.
一体何の話してるんすかねこれ。
That's what I want to know. Ow. You know, it really says something when Kika is the straight man in this conversation. What the fuck is bro yapping about? For a stalker, you kind of suck at keeping up with my interests. In hiragana? Yeah, guys, you know, I really love the letter A. You know, it's the first letter of the alphabet. It's the first letter in my name. And like, it's just perfect. Like, if you look at the shape, you're like, what the fuck are you talking about? With that said, I'd prefer if you didn't refer to yourself as... wait, what? With that said, I'd prefer if you didn't refer to yourself as my stalker in the first place.
なんかそれムカつきますね。いいっすよ。こうなったらどこまでもついていくっす。
Sure, bring it on. Well, see, unlike stalker, I don't think you can repackage that one into boyfriend or girlfriend, I guess. She's referring to herself as the stalker, and when she says slave, she's referring to him as slave. So, you know, you can only repackage one of them into boyfriend/girlfriend. As we continue to argue as we browse the clothes store. Phew, I bought a ton. He bought every single shirt with... He brought each of the hiragana character shirts.
自分がおすすめしたやつも買ってくれたんすね。
So he did buy the me shirt. I did mind the idea of changing up my image, actually. And now that it was finally summer break, I wasn't opposed to changing up my routine a little bit. Oh, yeah. Wasn't it boring for you to follow me around like that?
いえ、全然。楽しかったっすよ。先輩のお役に立てたんならよかったっす。
Kika was in a good mood. I guess she really had enjoyed herself. I don't really get you.
でしょうね。自分、それ目指してるんで。
What's the point of that exactly?
ミステリアスな女性って惹かれません？
I mean... It's not the reason I saved you for last, but... She's not wrong, per se. It's definitely something that did draw me into her. Especially, well, it's when especially during Ritsu's route, because that's when I realized that we know nothing about her. It's not that I don't understand it, but I'm definitely not drawn to you. I am, though. That's why I wanted to be my stalker. But not slave. We're not at that stage yet.
それムカつきますね。まあ、先輩に好かれたいとは思ってないんでいいっすけど。
You really shouldn't take me so seriously. I'm sorry, though.
先輩こそ不思議っす。どうして素直に青春しないんすか？青春部には、部員には小日向先輩に鹿島先輩、柊さんにカイドウ先輩。
Well, I've already dated all of them, right? It's you know, I can't date them again. And besides, I would only date Kashima and Hiragi again.
これだけ可愛い子が揃ってるのに、どうして乗り気じゃないんすか？
I just told you why.
なんで手を出そうと思わないんすか？
Because I just told you why. That's a loaded question.
恋愛は青春のメインイベントっすよ。学生のうちに1回くらいは経験しておくべきっす。目が合ってドキドキしたり恋に焦がれたりって、若いうちじゃないと楽しめないんすよ。年を取ってからじゃ遅いんす。
Oh, really?
ということで、先輩は恋愛してください。
Okay, maybe I should bring this up. Kika has a very similar personality to Hibiki, but for some reason, I don't find her annoying. Right? And I don't know why. But the reason I'm bringing this up is because I think I have a semblance of an answer now. And I think the reason why I don't find her as annoying is because of this. Right? With Hibiki, she's obviously getting closer to you because she likes him. But with Kika, she definitely doesn't feel like she likes him in the same way. I mean, obviously she will eventually, but she doesn't have that same, like, I don't know how to explain it. Yeah, I don't know how to explain it well, but I just if we're going back to the example of the scene where Yu is picking out shirts. If Hibiki was if Kika was replaced with Hibiki, I don't think I would have liked the scene as much. Right? While they have similar personalities, let's go with that. Even though Kika and Hibiki have similar personalities, I like Kika more because of the differences between the two. Right? That's a very simple way to explain it, but I guess it's the best way I can at the moment. Huh? Well, I'll do what I can. I wasn't entirely sure why, but I never really had an interest in romance. It generally boiled down to never having any free time. With that said, I had nothing standing in my way now. I didn't have to worry about money now, and I could do whatever I wanted with my life. However, I had trouble acting on it.
とにかく、せっかくの夏休みなんすから、せめて休みの間くらいはみんなで青春しましょうよ。
You love youth too, huh? Just like Hibiki?
先輩を見てると、もどかしいんすよ。
You think so? Was she just nosy or something? Yeah, I didn't really understand her at all. Come to think of it, what is it that you do all of the time?
いつも適当にそのあたりをブラブラしてるだけっすよ。面白そうな人がいたらついて行って、何をしてるか観察するのが趣味っす。いわゆる趣味は人間観察って やつっすね。
Yeah, this it adds to a mysteriousness. You know?
人間って面白ってなる瞬間がたまらないんすよ。
I think I've figured out who you really are deep inside. You care to explain? We'd made it as far as the station.
じゃあここでお別れっす。
Sounds good. Kika practically bounced over to me, only to put some distance between us.
はあ、先輩と一緒にいられないのは寂しいっすね。
I know you don't actually mean that.
そんなことないっすよ。
Well, whatever. If we're saying bye, does that mean you commute on the train?
ノーコメントっす。自分のミステリアスポイントなんで。
Is that really something you need to hide?
可愛い女子は住所を隠しておかないと危険っすからね。
I mean, okay, I don't think the visual novel is going to go as far as to say that Kika is like homeless or something, right? But I wouldn't be surprised if they do go down a route, get it, where they bring up her, they highlight her personality and show off that she is using it as a mask, right? Because you don't really get that with Hibiki. She's generally kind of just very positive, and that is very much reinforced in her route, where it's never revealed that her personality is a mask. That's just who she is, right?
いつ誰に襲われるかわからないじゃないっすか。
But with Kika, she's mysterious enough where you could reveal that this personality of hers is a facade, right? And the real her is a lot more gloomy, something like that, right? The complete opposite of this personality.
例えば先輩とか。
There is absolutely no chance I would ever assault a member from my club.
そんなこと言って実は送り狼する気なんじゃないっすか。油断ならないっすね先輩は。
Sure. See you later.
放置は寂しいっす。
Kika grabbed onto the hem of my shirt. Do you get lonely that easily?
実はそうなんすよ。
What will I do with you? Come on, I'll see you off from here. Head on back.
いいっす。それじゃあまたっす。
So she said before vanishing into the crowd. After she left, I tried wearing the t-shirt Kika had picked out.
あれお兄ちゃん、その T シャツどうしたの？
I just bought it. What do you think?
ああ、明るい色合いでいいと思うよ。
That's kind of an iffy reaction. I guess it doesn't look good on me.
別に悪くないよ。明るい色の T シャツを着てるお兄ちゃんって見慣れてなくて、ちょっと驚いただけ。
What do you actually think?
なんか爽やかすぎて変装してる悪い人みたい。
Okay, listen, if you want a real response, it's too much of a shift. You know, it's like if I suddenly changed my content from visual novels to horror games, right? And I mean, I'm not opposed to doing that, but there definitely needs to be a slow transition to that point, unless I want to lose everyone in my quote unquote, unless I want to lose my audience of a very small amount of people, but regardless. Just like with you. Well, no, just like with me. What? Well, I didn't do that. Never mind. You know, all I'm saying is that you went from his usual clothing to a very bright pastel shirt, and it's putting everyone off guard. Putting everyone on edge. Because, like, why the sudden shift? Cruel. It was going to take a while to change people's opinions about me. No. You just need to change up your style more gradually, right? You still wear darker clothes, right? You add a bit more color in every shirt in every new shirt you decide to wear in your casual outfit, right? That didn't sound right.
Kakenuke 青春スパーキング
But, you know, here is your receipt. Thank you very much. I saw if the customer checked the clock and saw it was about that time. Sorry, I'm going on break.
いってらっしゃい
Phew. I've been fending off Kika's stalking by saying I was still thinking about it for a couple of days now. Maybe she'd finally given up. She hadn't shown up yesterday. You've got to have a few screws loose if you think anyone would be okay with being your slave. Anyway, with any luck, I could have a relatively peaceful summer break. Okay, listen, you... Don't jinx it, alright? Now she's gonna show up. She's gonna become she's gonna show up to your work and hang around and just order like what's the cheapest drink on the menu.
Tono-kun, お疲れ様。
Oh, good work today, sir.
新人の子たちの様子はどう？
They've gotten used to being on site, and they seem much more comfortable now. I was asked to train the handful of seasonal temp workers.
そっか。じゃあサポート前提のシフトから切り替えないとね。Tono-kunは夏休み何か予定はないの？
None in particular at the moment. I might wind up taking some time off depending on how my club schedules pan out though.
それならちょうどよかったよ。新人くんが結構いるからシフトを減らしてもらおうかと思ってたところだから。
Unless, and this would be very surprising, instead of Kika becoming a customer, right, and she just hangs out in the dining area, she becomes another staff member. And she requests specifically to take shifts alongside you.
今までかなり無理を聞いてもらってたからさ、夏休みくらいはきっちり休んで目いっぱい遊ぶのもいいと思うよ。
I didn't have any particular plans in mind, but I was grateful for him being so considerate of me.
当のチーフ、ご指名が入りました。
Well, I guess she will stay a customer. Again, wouldn't have a system like that.
でもチーフの彼女だって言ってましたけど。
Well, I guess again we don't have a system like that. I kind of said in the question, in the form of a question.
なんだ、遠野くんも隅に置けないね。彼女できたんだ。だったらシフト減らして彼女さんと楽しんできたらいいと思うよ。
This is news to me too, actually. Man, who the heck would tell such a senseless lie? Well, I can think of someone.
いつまで待たせるのよ。さっさと出てきなさい。
You're definitely not the girl I thought. Okay, you know what? I like that bait and switch. You expect it to be Kika, but it turns out to be Hibiki. And, I mean, to be fair, it is very surprising to finally see her. It's been almost an hour into this route. It's been almost an hour since we've seen another character, other than Ritsu, but she doesn't count because she's his sister. Other than Kika.
久しぶりね。
It was Hibiki and Kaido. may I take your orders?
そうね。ユウ、今日はあんたに注文をつけに来たの。
A chocolate parfait then? As you wish.
それ美味しそうって違う、ごまかされないわよ。
And an additional order of pancakes with strawberries on top. I'll get right on top of that. Right on that.
それも美味しそうね。
I'm forcing a smile whenever I speak and use customer service voice.
響、それもう頼んだから。どうのもごまかしてないで話を聞きなさいよ。
いけない、スイーツに騙されるところだったわ。ユウ、ちょっとそこに座りなさい。お話し合いよ。
Listen, I'm in the middle of my shift. If you want to talk, save it for after.
ダメよ、そんなの。昨日から何回もリーンメッセージを送ってるのに、あんた全部既読無視してるじゃない。こうでもしないとまた逃げるでしょ。
I ignored her because it seemed like it was going to be an annoying conversation, but I guess it had backfired.
私が聞きたいのは青春部のことよ。昨日ひじりさんに連絡を取ったの。そしたら当の先輩に相談したけど相手にしてくれないんですって言ってたわ。どういうことなの？ユウ。
Whatever could you mean?
ひじりさん、相談したいからってあんたの家に訪ねて行ったでしょ。なのに邪険にされたり帰れって言われたりした変なことも言ってたわね。あんたいつからそんな血も涙もない人間になり下がったわけ？
ちょっと再教育が必要かもね。
But please wait a second. Hear me out first. Listen, all I'm saying is her first strategy of blackmailing you into with the idea that Hibiki that Kika will go up to the four girls and well, no, not the four girls, but Riri, Hibiki, and Nagiko, and be like, you know, you is so mean and blah blah blah, right? That works better than this plan because now there's a second witness, right? Ritsu would be able to corroborate that this story isn't real, you know, or well, at least she can say that it didn't seem like Kika was coming over for advice.
いいわよ。言ってみなさい。
Kika's an evil person. Wicked even.
あんたね、後輩の女の子をそんな風に言うのやめなさいよ。
You can only say that because you don't know what she's actually like. Listen, she's been ordering me to be her slave. There's no way that's appropriate, right?
なればいいじゃない。
Huh?
あんたが奴隷になるだけで済むならなりなさいよ。
What?
だってあんたひじりさんの了解も得ないで勝手に部長を押し付けたでしょ。そんなことしたら奴隷にされても文句は言えないわ。
Look, all I'm saying is that it doesn't matter if she's the president. You're the de facto leader anyway. It's just that she's president in name. So she has to take on all the responsibilities if anything goes wrong. But, you know, Hibiki, I trust you I trust you enough that you won't fuck up so badly that we might have to disband the club if you do something wrong. Or Kika might have to do something if something goes wrong.
そうね、仕方ないわね。
You're going to disregard my basic human rights?
大丈夫よ、ユウ。私も小さい頃はユウのこと子分みたいに思ってたけど理不尽なことは要求しなかったでしょ。
No, I'm pretty sure you were quite unreasonable.
そりゃ子分なんだから少しはあるわよ。当然でしょ。
You really should study up on natural rights and social studies.
とにかくひじりさんが私より理不尽なことを言うとは思えないわ。
No, you're underestimating her.
だいたいね、可愛い女の子の奴隷になるのに何の不満があるわけ？罵られても鞭で打たれても全部ご褒美でしょ。
Listen, I already said that Kika has to bundle up the word in. It has to swap out the word with a more appropriate term, you know, and like if Hibiki said, "Why you complain about being a cute girl's boyfriend?" then I would agree with you. But like, you know, there's too many negative connotations around the word slave. Like, I'm just saying, you know, the positions aren't that different if you really think about it. So like, why wouldn't you use a more positive word to
泣きなさいよ、豚のように。
I'm not a masochist.
話がずれてるから戻すけど、とにかく部長の件は遠野が恨まれても仕方ないと思うわ。せめて聖の相談にはきちんと乗ってあげなさいよ。
Well, yeah, alright.
そうよ。せっかく青春部を作ったのに、これじゃあまともに活動できないわ。
Okay, the fact that you wasn't denying that Kika came to him for advice means that she actually did, and he actually did turn her away.
このまま夏休みに何もできなかったら、ただじゃ済まさないわよ。
遠野、聖に対して筋を通しなさい。
Like, all he brought up is that she's an evil woman, right? That's not very much. That's not much of a defense in any court of law.
これ以上逃げ回るようなら私も本気出すからね。
Meaning what specifically?
精神と
肉体に
お仕
再
置きよ。
教育よ。
Listen, while I hated both of your routes, well, actually, no, I'd let Nagiko re-educate me, but I don't want Hibiki punishing me, especially if it's mental. Jesus Christ, both of these women were totally brutal.
わかったの？
Why isn't it autoplaying? Yes, understood. There was no other answer I could give. I'm home.
おかえり。って、お兄ちゃん、なんだか疲れた顔してるね。
We had some annoying customers come into the restaurant today. Also, I'm glad I used the appropriate level, the appropriate tone of voice when he came home. Those two were the biggest nuisance I knew and paired together.
そっか。飲食業ってやっぱり大変だね。晩ご飯はどうする？
I had a staff meal at the restaurant today, so I'll be all right.
わかった。
I'm heading back to my room then.
そういえばお兄ちゃん。
Uh-huh.
まあ、いっか。部屋に戻ればわかるしね。
Is Kika in his room? I tilted my head and turned toward my room.
おかえりっすー。
Of course. Oh, wait, you're here? When I got to my room, Kika was creeping around in my closet. I didn't touch anything. My finger just grazed over the key.
小日向先輩とカイドウ先輩には会えました？
I did. But why do you know? Oh, I get it. You ratted me out. Yeah, no shit. Hibiki and Kaido came to see me because she put a creative mix of what was fact from fiction.
別に進んでチクったわけじゃないっすよ。
Yeah, and you know the worst part is that you didn't point out what was fictional. You just called her an evil woman, like that was going to make your case stronger.
小日向先輩に青春部の活動はどうなってるか問い詰められたんで、仕方なく経緯を説明しただけっす。自分としてはもう少し温めておきたかったんすけどね。
Simo.
もっとじっくり先輩をなぶって追い込んでからのダメ押しで小日向先輩たちのカードを切りたかったっす。
You're evil. There's absolutely a demon here in this room.
自分、聖属性っすよ。聖なんで。
Quite ironic. Quit screwing around. You're definitely a dark type.
とにかく、じれてるのは自分だけじゃないってことっす。小日向先輩もカイドウ先輩も、他のみんなだって、青春部がどうなってるのか気になってるんすよ。
If you know that, then you should do something as the club president.
まだそんな人事みたいなこと言ってるんすか？小日向先輩たちに散々詰められたのに、懲りないっすね。
Kika rummaged around inside my closet. Actually, what are you even doing in my closet?
トレジャーハントっす。
I mean, listen, I said that I did make a joke about porn mags on the bed, but like, this should be expected.
何か先輩の弱みを握れるものがないかなと。
Would you knock it off already?
お？よくわからない DVD 発見っす。
No, it's not a nondescript DVD. It is the latest sequel to a movie of a nondescript nature.
中身はなんすかね？
That's crap. That was one of my more erotic DVDs.
これは預かっておくとして、他にも何かないか探しましょう。
Yeah, he's got levels to it, right? The most explicit ones he leaves in the closet, right? The tamer ones he puts on the shelf. And the in-betweens he puts in like cardboard boxes on the he puts in those cardboard boxes above his laptop. Kicker tucked the DVD under her shirt. Quit screwing around. Give it back.
返して欲しければ自力で取り返したらいいんじゃないすか？
Okay, you're playing a dangerous game here, Kicker. Fine, I get it. You better not regret saying that. I stuck my hand straight into Kicker's shirt to fish it out.
先輩のエッチ、どこ触ってるんすか？
Shut up. This is your fault for not giving my DVD back.
いや、
He's doing this on purpose.
そこは触っちゃダメっす。
She's gonna make enough noise to alert Ritsu. Idiot. Don't moan. I felt around Kicker's body to try and retrieve the DVD.
先輩に凌辱されたっす。
You reap what you sow.
女子を自分の部屋に連れ込んで体中を触りまくるなんて、先輩も鬼畜っすね。
I didn't lead you in here. You barged in without asking.
何のことやらっす。
She wasn't the least bit sorry for it. Would you stop and get out of the closet already? I grabbed Kicker and tried to drag her out by force.
やめてくださいよ先輩。自分腰が弱いんす。くすぐったいっすよ。
Hey, what are you resisting for? Kicker had hooked her feet against the corners and was trying to hide away in the closet.
先輩、それまるっきりレイプ魔のセリフっす。
Damn, we're committing a lot of crimes in this fucking episode, aren't we? We got grape, stalking, slavery. Yeah, like we're taking off all the boxes. Why do I have to say this? I'm the one being raped. What's the big idea sneaking into someone's room and going through their stuff?
りっちゃんの了解はもらってるっす。
I mean, like, I guess you could chalk up trespassing, stealing. She's not going to steal his DVDs, but like, if we're you know, we're trying to stack crimes here. So you can put as many as you want, even if none of them would actually stick. Huh? Ritsu gave you permission to go through my stuff?
いえ、部屋に通してもらっただけっすけど。家探しは単純に自分の趣味っす。
Quit screwing around. I grabbed her legs and pulled her out of my closet in one fell swoop.
パンツが見えちゃうっすよ
You know, like assault, I guess. That's another one you could add. Like I give a damn.
ひど
I
い
didn't mean to press that.
一応自分も女子なんすけど
Like I give a damn. I don't have any interest in seeing your underwear.
少しは興味持ってくれないと傷つくっす
Fine. Let me take a peek. You. Fine. Let me take a peek then. Okay, well, I guess we can add sexual harassment as well.
それはそれで恥ずかしいっす
Oh, well, I guess you could have added that when he was digging around in her shirt for the DVD. Blackmail, obviously. I caught a peek of Kika's panties. You could see that they were an adorable pastel pink. Wow, pink? It's surprisingly girly for you.
ちょ見ないでくださいよこんなのひどいっす
It's too late for you to act like a lady after you barged into my room and poked around my stuff.
やめるっすお兄ちゃん何してるの
Like I said, she's going to make enough noise to alert Ritsu, and guess who showed up? Ritsu looked back and forth between me trying to pick at Kika's panties and at Kika trying frantically to cover herself and resist me.
お兄ちゃん
Yes.
まずはキッカちゃんの足を離そっか
And I slowly set down Kika's legs.
それで
Hear me out. She was going through my stuff. Kika snuck into my closet, and when I tried to pull her out, this just kind of happened.
そっかたまたまか
Well, no. But you wouldn't listen, Ritsu, you wouldn't believe me if I told you the whole story, alright? Yeah, that's right. You really loves incriminating himself in this episode, doesn't he? He didn't try to defend himself over the allegations that you was turning her down while turning Kika down when she was trying to ask him for advice, and now he isn't even trying to explain himself here. Like I thought you were smarter than this.
じゃあキッカちゃんのパンツをガン見してからのピンクか意外と乙女だなっていう発言について何か申し開きは
She asked for it, alright? Well...
くすひどいっす
Look, all I'm saying is, Kika was feeling a little insecure that I didn't care about her panties, so to make her feel less bad, I looked at them, okay? It's not that hard to it's not that hard to say. But why are you looking at me like that, Ritsu? This was Kika's idea. Those are crocodile tears, right? This is definitely an act.
お兄ちゃん見苦しいよ
What I think you needs to finally realize that Kika is a professional victim. And I don't mean in the Twitter sense. I mean in the sense that she's really good at acting.
そこに正座して
Listen, Chris Hansen. She told me she was 18. Never mind. The game told me she was 18. Seriously, hear me out.
座りなさい
Yes, ma'am. Ritsu proceeded to chew me out for the next 2 hours.